Welcome to Reality Creative Video. I'm Hermes, and I do love our chats. And while I don't have anything specific, I have little things I want to talk about. So let's get into it. I do like sharing with you everything that's going on. As you see right now, we're not cooking anything. I just did a 12-hour cook of colloidal platinum. I took a previous, if you watched the last video, I've been using absorbic acid instead of honey to cook colloidal platinum. Basically, because the syrup, the honey, and has the colloidal. Honey has the colloidals in it, which makes it very difficult for me to tell whether I got colloidals in there or I'm looking at honey colloidals. So I'm using absorbic acid for that. I may have a start to finish using absorbic acid in the future, not just yet. I still think for you guys, the Manuka honey version is probably the better way to go until I get the absorbic acid thing straightened out. But what I did figure out, which was nice, was the reversing of the rods. As soon as I get any kind of platinum dioxide forming on the one rod, I swap it. Basically, I swap the cathode to the anode and back. I keep swapping them back and forth every half hour, and that keeps the dioxide to a minimum. Because as soon as you put the one with the dioxide on the anode, it burns off. It seems to literally burn the dioxide off within 10 minutes or so. So that's a good way, I thought anyway, to get our solutions over 6 parts per million. Figured maybe the swapping would do it, but it didn't. It seems the Manuka honey and the ascorbic acid is only able to bring in no more than 3 to 6 parts per million into the solution. In other words, we need a stronger reducing agent. And in the laboratories, they use. I'll tell you what they use in the laboratories. Okay, they use hydrochloric acid and they mix it with nitric acid. That's 2 of the strongest acids you can get. Outside maybe sulfuric acid is probably a little bit stronger. To break down the platinum. Of course, you cannot drink those solutions because they're toxic. So it doesn't help us with low voltage electrolysis. So right now, the formula I have only gets us to anywhere from 3 to 6 parts per million. And like I said, I'm going to work on that a little bit more, and maybe I'll have a start to finish using ascorbic acid, which is a simpler formula. Like I had said in the last video, you don't have the honey naturally, you don't have the extract in there. So it's a simpler way to make it, cleaner way too. It doesn't taste as good naturally because it ain't got all the syrupy and the honey in there, but it's a cleaner way to make it. So I think either way is fine. Right now I'm mixing both of those. I have a gallon of the Manuka honey, and I have some stuff made from using ascorbic acid, and I'm just mixing it all together because colloidal is a colloidal as far as I'm concerned for now. And so that's where I stand with the colloidal platinum for the time being. Now, I designed a new top. Okay, now you've seen my beakers. They have tops. All right. These files to print these tops up and all my other stuff is available for free on the Wisdom Store website. The link will be in the description. So you can just download the STL files and print these things up yourself if you have a 3D printer, or get them to a printer and have them print it for you. So anyway, if you've been following my tops, this is the latest top. Okay, right here is version 4.03. Now this one has got the hole for the fan, the cooling fan, okay, in the middle. The cooling fan goes in the middle like this. And then it's got 2 extra holes. One hole is for the temperature probe, and the other hole is to stick a funnel in there so that you can put your solutions, add any additional solutions while it's cooking in there. Now on the bottom here is optional what I call rod aligners, which hold the rod straight into the mix. Now, the problem with these rod aligners is that they can't take the high heat. Even when I print it in ABS plastic, which is a higher temperature, they still deform. So if you're using these things are great, but anything over 70 degrees C, these will start to deform. But what I've made great about this is these come off. Okay, they got a thread here and a thread here, and you just screw them in. So they're optional. I will use these things. These things are really good for like silver and zinc and copper, really heavy rods, which tend to go all over the freaking place in the beaker. These will keep them perfectly straight. And zinc, silver, and copper, you don't actually need to use any heat, so these work absolutely fantastic. And then when I do gold, I unscrew these things off, and then I just stick the gold or the platinum, straight through here. So that's available to all of you as well in the for printing up. What I like to mix my colloidals with green tea, powdered green tea, and use that you can put that on your arm for like a cut or a sore, and you just you mix it with copper, zinc, and silver. You can mix those three together, and you make a paste out of it, and you can put it right on your arm wherever you hurt yourself, and you just let it stick there, and then it'll get hard, and it will protect it while it's healing. So that's a pretty good thing I've been experimenting with here too, and you can try that yourself as well. Oh yes, my HVAC, my stirrer, stuck in Kentucky somewhere. And so the high voltage AC generator project is on hold until I can get that stirrer, which probably ain't going to be, the earliest is probably the end of the week or early next week. So we've got a delay on that for now because it got lost in the mail. All right, have fun. Enjoy the alchemy in your lives. I'm Hermes. This is Reality Creative Video, and I will talk to you again soon.